So awesome. All right, let's kick this off. Big news this morning. I was filing stuff into the last second. Hello, Peter. So let me just hit share screen and let's go. All right, so version 2 for May, because you may remember that I had to push April. So this is the second one that we've got in May. Now, as always, this is just 30 minutes, all right? So we'll be done by midday. So your job, should you choose to accept it today, is to just write down any of the platforms that interest you. You can go and do your own research. So I will give you the kind of key points of the 10 that I found for you this month. And then you can go and investigate further which one or which ones you want to incorporate into your business. Before we kick off, I do want to pay my respects to the traditional owners on whose lands we are gathering today. So if you would like to pop that in to the chat box, let me know the lands on which you are zooming in from. This is my home country. This is Bunjalung country in northern New South Wales. This is taken obviously at sunset at a little place called Evans Head, which is about 40 minutes south of Byron Bay on the east coast of Australia. Beautiful country, God's country, and that's my place. All right. We've had a bunch of new people sign up across the month. So thank you to those who have been sharing and talking about the webinar. I think we got like 20 people sign up in just one day. Something went on. So thank you for that. So for those of you who don't know me or you're new to the process, my name is Tracy Sheen. I'm the author of The End of Technophobia, a practical guide to digitizing your business. One business book of the year and best technology book. And I am working on my second book right now, which is called AI and You, Business Reimagined. I have set my deadline for the manuscript, which is June 30. So the process will begin from there. I'm finalizing book covers. All that kind of cool stuff is going on. So fingers crossed, it will be out September, October-ish this year. All right. I've been featured in a bunch of media. I do a lot of work with the team from Koshi's Business Builders. You might have seen me in Money Magazine, New Idea, Channel 7, all those kind of cool places. And I also do a bunch of workshops, which is my real passion, around Australia. So maybe I have met you at one of the many in-person workshops I've been running. Over 40,000 K so far this year and 65 plus workshops. So I'm getting around, and I'm going to make a reference that you can give me a thumbs up in the chat if it makes sense to you. I'm like the Leyland brothers. So there you go. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay, let's kick off. This one is huge. This was announced overnight. Now, you may remember a couple of sessions ago, we talked about Microsoft. I reckon probably Mal. Jeff, I reckon Pete's probably more the Mike character. So we talked a couple of months ago about Windows incorporating ChatGPT and AI across their platform. Well, they formally announced it last night. They're calling it CoPilot, or overnight for us. So you guys are probably some of the first small business owners in Australia to actually know about this, which is really cool, right? So just to let you know, the rollout is starting in June. And as always, all of these are links so you can go and have a proper read or a look at what's coming. But really cool what they've done with this. So they're centralizing AI assistance into the body of Windows 11. So basically what that means is you will be able to say, there'll be a little AI kind of window that'll sit down the side, and you'll be able to talk essentially to your computer. So, you'll be able to say, I need to create a document about this, or I need to do a formula, or can you design this thing, or can you send an email to this person, or even I want to reformat my desktop to make it more user-friendly. So it'll work across all of the apps, whether first or third party, and you'll be able to collaborate with plugins as well. When it comes to documents, it'll be able to explain, summarize, rewrite. So a bunch of really cool stuff that they're building directly into this. So rolling out from June. So keep an eye on that. Floppy gets smart indeed. All right. So, I got to say, this is probably the moment where I'm having that like, oh, do I abandon Google Workspace and go all in on Windows now? Because I think this is really cool. All right, the next one is Cast Magic. Now, if you are a podcast producer, you want to know about this one. So, Jen, I'm not sure if you're on the call and the other podcasters that I work with, but this is definitely one that you're going to want to know about. So, Cast Magic will create your show notes and additional content for you. So what it does, you upload the audio, it extracts the transcript for you and produces that in a written format. It will add and create the show notes, including timestamps and topics. Will summarize what has been discussed in the show and then split it out by speaker and by topic. And it will also summarize and create social content for you based on the podcast. Sorry, mid-morning coffee, right? We all need that. So I really like this one. And I've had a bit of a play with it, really easy to use, quite intuitive. And obviously everything's editable. Editable? That's a word, isn't it? Editable once you kind of upload that audio file. So Cast Magic, check that one out. Okay, Adilo, don't know, but it's a virtual, it's a video and audio host. Sorry, I'm getting myself confused with all the AI tools that we're doing this month. So video and audio host, but it's got an inbuilt recorder and screen recorder as well. So this is kind of like Vimeo or, your YouTube channel, but privatized. So you get real-time analytics, engagements, heat mapping, so you can see how the videos are performing. It'll add chapters to your video to make it easier to navigate. It will create playlists. You can add in lead capture forms, calls to action, HTML forms, etc. It supports square and vertical, and it allows you to add your own branding. So for those of us who create a lot of content that we need to share with clients or something, we may not want it up on YouTube, or we may not want it in a public domain, and you've been using Vimeo so you don't get the ads and things that run at the end, then Adilo might be something that you want to check out. All right, Voila. Voila is an AI assistant, essentially. So its purpose is to assist with productivity. So it will draft and reply to emails for you. It fixes your spelling and grammar, so similar to a Grammarly. You can streamline your browser with shortcuts. It'll generate messages and it connects with all websites. So a simple little one, but I see kind of a lot of nice little uses for Voila. ChatTube. All right, I like this one. This is a YouTube plugin. It's a Chrome extension only at the moment, but you can load this up, open YouTube and chat, ask questions, get summaries, etc. of any video you're watching in real time. So you could be watching this video on YouTube, have ChatTube open and ask it for, summaries of what we've talked about in the top 10. Get the key points. It'll translate content while the video is live. So there's a free trial at the moment where you can access 5 videos per day, and they are talking about including a premium plan. So nice, simple one, but this one I think, really handy if you're watching, say, a TED Talk or some kind of how-to video, to just be able to say to it, can you summarize what's in the content, or, what's the video about? Or even I was watching one with an e-commerce site, and, they were saying, what sort of bag is that? Where can I buy that kind of thing? And it will answer all of those questions for you. All right, the next one is Dapper GPT. Now, Dapper GPT is an interface that connects in with ChatGPT. And what this does, it kind of makes ChatGPT a little more user-friendly, I guess is a nice way to say it. And it does a bunch more stuff when it's integrated. So you can create notes, AI-powered notes with it. You can search notes and your chat history. So all of the previous conversations that you've created in there, you can search back via those. You can pin them, create favorites. It has an inbuilt prompt library, so it'll give you some ideas of things that you can ask or do. And it also connects in with an image generator. So really nice little tool. If you like Chat GPT, but you're looking or wishing it was a little bit more user-friendly or did a bit more stuff, then Dapper GPT might be something that you want to check out. All right, Tango. Good coffee. And I made it. So there you go. Tango, apart from being a dance, it is also a really cool AI tool that turns your knowledge into easy to follow steps. So instead of you having to create screencasts and like, hey, do this, go here, all that kind of stuff, it just grabs your information and turns them into a how-to guide, complete with screenshots. So really simple process that you just hit go, like walk through, create, and it will do everything for you. So it creates the interactive walkthroughs and it tells the viewer exactly what they need to do and where they need to click. It'll give you real-time analytics, so you'll be able to see how many people have watched that how-to video or that process, that procedure. It'll integrate anywhere that you store your knowledge. So that might be Notion, it might be Word, it might be Google, whatever that looks like for you, it connects into that freemium model. So you get to play with it and have a bit of a look at what you think. And then obviously you can pay for it if you think it's something that you want to integrate right across your business. But if you create a lot of how-tos, or you've got VAs and things that you work with that you need to give them step-by-step processes and procedures, then Tango definitely could be something worth looking at. All right, Power Pages. Now, I've broken this one out from the update that we talked about with Windows CoPilot, because I think this one actually does stand on its own. And it kind of marks that moment in time for me when Microsoft kind of leaps out of what they have been known for and starts to really be known as this complete AI integration. Now, if you've been on some of the other webinars, you'll know that we've been talking about web apps like Durable and those other platforms that create your websites in a couple of kind of keystrokes. Some really cool tools out there, right? So Power Pages is Microsoft's version of that. So you can create your own website using natural language with Power Pages. But if you are someone who knows code or knows how to, write this in HTML or anything, then it will do that for you as well. So it will get a little bit more from the natural language right through to the kind of advanced coding. So it is going to be part of the Windows 11 CoPilot rollout. So CoPilot, remember, was the first one we talked about today. And you'll be able to say to it, what you want the website to do. So, hey, I'm creating a landing page for a webinar that I've got coming up. I need a lead capture form in there. And I need, this is the time, this is the date. I want the field to be corporate. I want these types of images, etc., and it will do it all for you. So it will generate the text, it can generate forms, chatbots, it'll change the layout of the page for you, give you options for design themes, create images, edit images. So really kind of, that moment, like I said, it's another kind of one of those line in the sands of here's the day that Microsoft kind of moved across and morphed from being what they were to the new world that we're seeing come through. And all of this stuff is the stuff that I'm discussing in the book, right? AI and you. So it is moving really, really quickly. All right, Recast. Okay, hands up if you are a reader of news articles and you have all of these tabs or all of these articles just constantly in like to read later lists, and you just never get to them. I know I am so guilty of that. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. But, you know, you're sick of sitting in front of the screen. There's always stuff kind of going on. So Recast is an app or a browser extension. And what it does is it turns long form articles into audio. So you can upload an article that you find, including your own, right? So if you write long form blogs, you can upload that as well. And it then explains the article for you in a conversational tone. So not only does it read it, but it explains it to you. How cool is that, right? This stuff is just blowing my mind, how quickly all of this is changing and adapting. And, you know, I just think this is something that we're all going to use and can see a lot of use for this particular app as business owners. So Recast, definitely one that you want to check out, I think. All right, last one, and then we'll go back through them and have a bit of a look at them as we always do, is Metaview. Now, this one is a very niche and specific purpose, but I wanted to include it because I talk to a lot of people who are stuck in that whole interviewing people all the time for their business. And we all know that staffing is a huge issue right now. So if you are sick to death of going through the whole interview process and having to take all these copious notes and then trying to remember who was who and forgetting what went on in the conversation, then you might want to check out Metaview. Now, this is just designed for the recruitment and interviewing process. And what it allows you to do is for you to focus on the conversation that you're having with the person that you're interviewing, and Metaview takes the notes for you. Now, it connects in with all your regular kind of calendar extensions like Calendly, etc., and also Zoom and Teams and all your video platforms. And every note that you take is different, right? So Metaview actually is designed to learn from you and the way your interview style and the way that you conduct interviews. And it will adapt and change the language and change the formatting of the note taking to suit your style. So it's security compliant, so it's GDPR and security compliant, and it has a freemium model. So you simply kind of set it to go and it creates this running conversation where it translates, transcribes, creates notes, and then you can go back in and edit them with your own vibe for reviewing later. Okay, let's go back through them. Any questions, start popping them in the chat. We've got about 10 minutes to go. So I want to just stop the share, and let's go to my full screen. So we've got a couple of hands up. If anyone's got questions, just pop them into the chat for me. Not sure if you were just, you know, agreeing with the reading the articles thing. But if not, just pop them into the chat. All right, desktop version, here we go. All right, so this is Microsoft CoPilot. Now, there's a really cool video in here that goes through exactly what CoPilot is going to be doing. So it's, you know, we'll give you a bit of an idea. It's only a minute and really just kind of shows you how they're doing. So you can see here, this is the Bing that is built into it. It'll launch CoPilot down the side. And then, you know, you can see here what it's kind of doing. How can I adjust my system? It'll give you some ideas then. So, you know, it'll say, do you want to put a focus session on? Do you want to switch to dark mode? You know, if you need to ring somebody, you know, overseas, you can quickly say, what's the local time in, you know, Argentina or wherever. It'll tell you that and then dial the call for you. Works across all your apps, as we talked about. So, you know, you can kind of say, I want to play some music. It'll give you some options there so you can just keep working. So you're not jumping between all of these things, trying to figure yourself out and what's going on. Automatically, as I said, connects in with the apps. You can just share that then and say, you know, I want to share that with such and such, and off it goes, and you can start collaborating and doing all of that kind of stuff. I think they're a little enthusiastic about the dodgy logo, but there you go. Windows CoPilot starts rolling out in June. I'll keep you posted as more information on that comes through, but that's a pretty big one, I reckon. All right, Cast Magic was the podcast show notes and content. So you can see here that transcription, show notes, summaries, social content, all that type of thing. So it'll turn your audio into the additional asset. So we all know that, well, if you've ever created a podcast or any type of audio content, you know they're awesome, but they create a lot of additional work to leverage them really, really well. So Cast Magic, if you are a podcaster, is definitely something that you want to add to your list this month to try out. Now, your pricing on Cast Magic, it goes from, 40% off annually, but through 40, 100, $300 a month, depending on what it is that you want. Most of us only really have one show. So, that'll give you a bit of a concept there. So Adilo is the video host and audio host that also does the bunch of other stuff, so you can format your branding, gives you the high quality recording. It's got inbuilt screen and camera recording software, unlimited videos and audios, which I like, one-click import. You can add, what I really like with this is the fact that you can add in your call to actions and forms and things like that. Sorry, having a bit of a moment scrolling and trying to talk at the same time. Not good with two things, but there we go. If you are someone who creates a lot of content and you need to share it around and you want that kind of branding kept consistent with the ability to add in lots of other call to action features, lead gen forms, etc., then that's one you might want to check out. Voila is the AI assistant that is a Chrome extension. And again, it will help you do a bunch of stuff just without having to open ChatGPT separately, right? So it uses ChatGPT, but this one is just a Chrome extension that allows you to generate stuff directly in browser as opposed to having to cut, paste, and all that kind of stuff. And it goes across all websites pretty much. All right, ChatTube is the one that allows you to ask questions, summaries, all that kind of stuff of videos as you're watching them in real time on YouTube. Pretty simple. It's a Chrome extension only. At the moment, it's only a recent launch, I think in the last week or so. So 5 videos per day, but they are talking about launching a premium model where you'll be able to do more, but you can see kind of here what it's doing. So, you ask a question about it. It looks at the video, gives you that information based on the questions or what you're looking for there. Dapper GPT is the one that combines ChatGPT and gives you a slightly better user experience. Slightly better, a lot better, let's be real. And it gives you the option to be able to do a bunch of other stuff. So, you can tell it what you do. It'll start to generate information for you, create notes. You can do, you get your prompts, generate code, pin favorite prompts or articles or chat things that you've done. It'll generate images, create voice content, all that kind of stuff. So that's a pretty cool one to check out. Tango is the one that takes your knowledge and turns it into the how-to guide, the step-by-step thing. And this is either a browser or an app. So you can capture your process. You just kind of hit the capture. It goes through and starts to generate all that stuff for you. Gives you the real-time analytics so you can see, how many people are looking at it. Are they getting all the way through? Is it helpful? All that kind of stuff. So that one is Tango. Power Pages was the addition to Windows 11 CoPilot. And this one is the one that will generate the websites for you. So remember, we've talked about Durable and a couple of others over the last few months. This one is the Microsoft one that will roll out. Well, this one's kind of around now. So you can try this one now. Build in forms, capture pages, all that kind of stuff as well. We'll reformat page design, give you templates to choose from. we'll do the images, we'll do the text, you know, and then obviously you can edit and refine around it. Recast is, I love this one. I just love this one. So this one, you can download from the App Store or download the extension. And this is the one where you just upload an article or you just give it the URL and it will convert it into an audio file for you. So you can see there, instead of a 47-minute read, it's a 7-minute conversation. And it gives you the, you know, the ability to listen. And as it said there, it doesn't just summarize, it explains the article to you conversationally. So I really, really like this one. So Recast is one to check out there. All right. What have we got here? Metaview. Metaview is the interview one that will take the notes. And this is the last one for the month. Take the notes for you, allow you to focus in on the conversation. And it will generate all of the you know, associated notes around the interview and things that you need to have. So you can see as it goes through here during the interview, you can focus on the candidate, and you can see here it's starting to come up with all of the information. So it will generate the interview notes, accurate bullet points about the candidate's responses, et cetera, et cetera. We keep scrolling through, and it works in with the tools that you already have. One of the big things with this, because it is an interview thing, right, is the need for security. So knowing that it's GDPR compliant, out of the box, you'll have to train it a little bit, but you can customize it as well. And again, that's kind of got that freemium model behind it. All right, let's take a breath. Let's have a sip of coffee. Come back and talk to me. Tell me in the chat box. What's the one or the couple of ones that you are keen on this month that you're going to have a look at for your business? So wow, again, each time, yes. Which one though, Peter? Which one? That's what I want to know. Already downloaded Recast. Okay, all right, very good. Recast for Yvette, CoPilot for Jeff. Metaview, yep, I can see you using Metaview a lot. Dapper and Recast. Yeah, Dapper looks kind of cool. Voila, Becky, you like the look of Voila? Interested to know what's intrigues you about that one. And I'm keen for Jeff to give me a feedback on Dapper as well, because I think that's a great one for us all to play around with. Jane, Joel, what are you guys thinking? Christy, any thoughts from you? Kevin? Voila, like the concept. I know it's a kind of a nice idea, right? Simple, but designed for the one thing. And I think it looks like it's going to do the job really well. Jane, Recast looks to be my favorite so far. I know, I think Recast is for the win this month, really. That one's pretty hard for me to beat as well, apart from CoPilot, but you know, that doesn't kind of start rolling out until next month. Voila for Kirsten as well. Awesome. So a couple of wins for Voila. Hopefully you got the names and you've written those down. Now remember, when you get the recording, it might take us a week or so to get that through to you. So much going on. End of Small Business Month in Queensland, Small Business Week in Victoria. So happy Small Business Month or week, everyone. And Metaview for Jane as well would be great for HR. 100%. 100%. I've got some mates in recruiting I've already sent it to and said, what do you think? And they're like, yeah, it looks pretty good. So they're going to test that one out for me. Excellent. We are at time, folks. Now, if you have joined these sessions via Launch YEP, the Entrepreneurship Facilitator program, please make sure that you register to stay up to date with these webinars through my website, and I'll pop the link in when we send out the recording. Now, the reason for that is you may have heard that the program is winding up at the end of June 30. We think it's not 100% confirmed, but it's kind of 100% confirmed. So just make sure that you stayed up to date with that, and you'll keep up to date then with everything else I'm doing, the free content, the in-person content, etc. So that brings us to a close. 12 o'clock, short, sharp, go forth, download some AI tools, have a play. Make sure you're following me on socials. I'm always sharing the latest stuff as it comes out. I'll keep working on the book. Any questions you've got about AI, shoot them through to me and I will make sure that we talk about them. And everybody, yeah, I know, Kirsten, it's not great, is it? Everybody have a great few weeks ahead, and I will see you for June's top AI tips. Last Thursday of the month. Make sure you share the webinar with your friends and invite them to join us. And I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye.